isn't actually going to work out. This is a nice read from Stallions as they're working their way over to the relatively undefended B site.
Yeah, and you could just see even Silva, again, just kind of playing a very deep, aggression on this. So it is going to actually be the full site up for grabs. Silva's going to try to re-swing into this, but he goes down early. So now Stallions, again, a prime position here, get this bomb down. It's all about the retake, and the fact that Loy's able to find a beautiful shot to, take down ATK, that's even more beneficial. And Feifei and MG, the snipers on a retake, Elfish? I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm not too convinced by this round from AlQadsiah. Don't imagine that it's going to be coming back in their direction either. As you mentioned, snipers on a retake, never going to be easy. Numbers deficit on a retake, not going to be easy. Time really ticking away here as well for AlQadsiah, so they just don't have much to work with at all. And this round, I mean, that's the perfect start for Stallions so far. MG, nice quick shot there in onto Loy, but it's not really going to matter. The round is already done and dusted. It's just an unfortunate start really for AlQadsiah because, again, we talk about those kind of scissors, paper, rock rounds. That's one of those where AlQadsiah, they try to play aggressive out of A. They stack that side of the map with 4 players.
Yeah, and again, the exciting thing about this team, and I love that, Sneaky was, to be available on the desk and just talking about how the age of this team is so young, and it does really bring a good point, right? I mean, there's the one factor of, they're young, they have really sharp aim.
Obviously quite a long time ago, but certainly before Brazil's rise as a region, so let's not forget the fact that there has been some talent produced by the Philippines, and there may still be more of it to come. Loy, nice trade in there. MG can't find too much. That's going to allow Stallions to start making their way up onto the site. It's a nice, clean entry for the most part for Stallions. They overstep their bounds, they go for more, and that's a little bit too much. Now, we've heard a lot about No. He is in the 1-on-2 here for Stallions.
Yeah, but this is a really good post-plant position because now he has an opportunity where he could go all the way around if he wants to. And you can see he's kind of exploring. He's just trying to see, okay, can I find any Strang League players? Can I be able to find somebody kind of just lurking things out? Now, this is kind of a dangerous position that he's playing because, again, he has to hope that they don't clear him, or maybe if they just swing one-on-one, and indeed they will. And now AlQadsiah, once again, fumbling an opportunity to get themselves on the board.
Yeah, this is fantastic. That's exactly what you want to be seeing from Stallions.
Sneaky talks a lot about them, and we knew there was a little bit of biasness because he's in the region and he watches them all the time, but I'm getting it now. I'm definitely understanding the hype and the fact that, just considering here at this tournament, they played AG, not bad at all, and they even went the distance as well.
Yeah. KLB and Loy be leading the pack in through middle. Action. Keeping an eye on that, gets the information early. This is a round that's really shaping up nicely for AlQadsiah, but let's see if the firepower can make a difference for Stallions. So far, not developing in round number 3. There are a couple of quick trades back, but still a numbers deficit here. And AlQadsiah have got MG anchoring on the site as long as he survives. He doesn't know about JJ, and all of a sudden, the round swings back in the favor of Stallions. There's no way this should have been so easy for them, but now they're in a 2-on-1. VNC can't clutch it out. 3-0 for Stallions. AlQadsiah are going to be scratching their heads at how they've lost that round.
Destroyed him. Now we're starting to see these same mistakes, these communication errors, a lot of these gaps, but maybe that can turn around here for round number 4. MG does get something a little bit more aggressive, but it's very short-lived.
Yeah, and that gives up so much space that Stallions can take. Or prompts this aggressive move from Silva. KLB watching for it. They kind of know they've got Silva stuck between a rock and a hard place. They've just got to make sure they trade him down. How does he get away with 2? It's so illegal.
1 HP too?
Stallions need to be doing better than that. Eventually they do chase him down, but it is going to be a numbers deficit. So they'll have to work hard to dig their way out of this round again.
They've been able to find some really good ability for these instant trades and just playing that, double player system. Now Feifei does get the spot. Again, does he have enough time?
Not unwinnable for Stallions if they can get a clean entry or 2 to the B bomb side, but flank coming in quickly from Action is going to make this pretty untenable for KLB. He'll be jumped upon by Feifei, and first round on the board for AlQadsiah.
Now you can see that AlQadsiah has actually, again, second-guessed it. They only kept 2 players, so now that 4-player commitment is gone. But you still have VNC, you still have Feifei, but oh, Silva! He does get it here with the last remaining bullets on that spray. Now the rifles are starting to sing a little bit, but Stallions have been able to gallop themselves into this site, finding 3, and now problems arise here for AlQadsiah.
Oh, that's really disappointing for AlQadsiah because they had the information from Silva, but they still weren't able to hold on to the site. Plan's gone down, 3-on-2. KLB is a whisper away from death, but might still be a factor here. As the play slows down, KLP watching the vent, spots out Action, who goes swinging back and forth. MG putting in work on the top side of the site as well, and if KLP falls, then so too might the site for Stallions. In fact, it already has. MG's done it all on his own. And AlQadsiah will get their second round.
They've really slowed down the pace. This is something we've really noticed a lot. Like the first 2 rounds, they were really just committing to some aggression. Now there seems to be a little bit more hesitation. And they might try to swing onto Silva. But Silva's going to be gifted a kill here on the edge of the smoke. Finds that first, but can he get out of this? Reposition. It's looking like so, and now his teammate able to help him out. He's still trying to contest an hotel, but now that greed has punished him.
Find an opening, and he might be able to find that timing onto VNC, who has pushed out of A. It'll be him or KLB that'll run into this fight. It's an important one. KLB needs to win this. He's holding onto the C4, and he just gets deleted. So that'll make matters worse for Stallions. Easy trade for Loy, but time now starting to become a factor. KLP in no man's land, floating around. So is Loy. That's craziness that he hasn't gone back for the C4. I think this round is now unwinnable for Stallions. KLP lucky to be alive, and eventually brought down by MG. So 3 in a row for Stallions, but immediately 3 in response from AlQadsiah as they start to wake up here.
I mean, I feel like this is going to be a decently favorable situation for them. I mean, typically when they play in their respected league, this is their stronger side, just by like a 2% margin. So not by too much, but it is still a bit of an advantage. And that's going to do.
Yeah, 5-on-4 advantage now for Stallions. Action again trying to be pretty mobile on this GR side. That is typically the role that he does take for AlQadsiah. He is, I guess, an enforcer, I guess, if you will. Likes to try to be making the magic happen. This time, though, a couple of isolated pushes from AlQadsiah. I mean, it's very basic in terms of the macro and the style that they're bringing in this round. And Stallions are happy to just say, yeah, well, if you're going to solo push a couple of times, like, we are going to happily take those kills, right? We set up default for a reason. So a bit of a boo-boo for AlQadsiah.
It really is, and like this round is just so awkward and weird because, again, like you said, it's a really good, summary of it is like this is all about one-on-one fights. Like even just this last one, I mean, yeah, Silva gets the better of it, but now you see KLB, he's going to be on this one by himself, and Silva's pushing through. Like this is very uncharacteristic for AlQadsiah, in my opinion. This is not what we normally see from them.
Yeah, I don't like this round at all from them. It's kind of just like individuals have taken matters into their own hands and said, it doesn't really matter what the ethos of the team is going to be. I'm going to make this push and results be damned.
Yeah, no, I mean, for someone like VNC, I mean, very interesting round and a very sloppy one, to say the least. I'm kind of questioning a lot for AlQadsiah what they're going for. And like you said, I think Stallions any day of the week, they're going to take a round like that. Like, if you want to keep doing that, you're going to play into their game.
What, like 6 months behind or 12 months behind where Rock was when they first qualified to the playoffs in Summer Championship last year. And maybe come CFS, we're going to start considering them an expected playoffs team. We'll see. It's not a great start to the round, though, for Stallions. They've dropped the C4 in GR Spawn.
What is going on?
They're getting all the kills on the B side. I don't know what's going on in that engagement, but somehow it's worked out for Stallions. They will get a 3-on-2 post plan, and they are going to start to run away with this half if AlQadsiah can't find a way to clutch this round out.
Yeah, this style from Stallions, I think, is really throwing them off guard, because you can see the bomb was in GR spawn. Like, they're going for these awkward fights again, and like AlQadsiah, they feel like they're in these good positions, but then all of a sudden they just lose, what, 2-3 players within the blink of an eye. And now these one-on-one engagements again are happening, and VNC's trying what he can underpass, but he's going to get double swung here. No actually does recommit to it, does engage on it. And look at that, man. The culmination of these two guys again and again are able to get themselves in a pretty decent lead thus far in the first half. For me, what was really impressive is, yes, the two teams that they played were the Chinese teams, but let's not forget that KINGZERO, they were the ones that won CFPL. They were the ones that were like this new, dominant force. Right. They 2-0'd them. So like that was like everybody's like, oh, hang on a second, like what's going on? Kind of like what's happening right now. Like I'm even going, what's going on?
Oh, Action doesn't seem too concerned about things, and heavily having an impact in this round, which will the A side. Silva has not seen anything at all. Feifei's just spotting mid. nothing's going A. You know, you kind of know that they're going B. You don't need to be going for that push. What if there's 3 guys sitting in connector?
Exactly. That's a really good point you bring up because Silva's already pushed through, so there's no reason to. But are they going to expect this? LB though, nice little bit of an entry. Yeah, he will get caught, but an instant trade back. Now they need to clear up so many different corners, and VNC, oh, beautifully done. Gets the M14, a 5-4 half, but it is going to benefit the Stallions.
I mean, it was close. It was close enough that there was a bit of a heart stopper of a moment there for AlQadsiah, but they do get that 4th.
So much guessing, and they're trying to mix things up now a lot, but Stallions are kind of getting them into a good bait. But now we'll see. This is where the GR side is going to happen here for Stallions. Does that really mean they're going to play a lot better? Looking like it could be a decent start, but KLP going to get bested. Now VNC finally getting himself a little bit of rhythm here.
Yeah, I think you do have to give credit, though, to Stallions for being able to do this on AlQadsiah's map pick. There's definitely that to be said. That's a very clean start to the second half from VNC.
Yeah, go off, King. He's looking for a 4. Yeah, why not? Now he's looking, we're talking ace territory now with 4 HP. Not looking likely, but I mean, if he gets a little bit of a spammerino here, he might be able to get it. He's just guessing, but his teammate Silva, doesn't matter. It's a team game. Now they're getting loud. Now they're getting in their face a little bit. And that's the one thing, too, is that Stallions
see a half, which it feels really, really close, you know, 5-4, something like that. And then the second half pops out, and it's like, well, that was not really remotely a close map. It was just a close half. We'll see if that's going to end up being the case here, because AlQadsiah on this BL side looking a little bit more confident. They're quick through into Hotel, though they do give up VNC's life for that trouble. So despite a quick equalizing round, we may still be seeing that kind of grind continue that we've been seeing on Ankara so far today.
a little bit of fall damage too against KLP, but look, he'll take it. And that reposition, I was just going to say, this reposition could be big because they knew he was playing on the top position. That readjustment now has allowed them to get another big kill. So a deficit here for AlQadsiah. Now you can see 2 of the players outside of A, they're kind of debating, okay, do we want to commit to this? And Silva now kind of joining the party a little bit late, but they got some time that they can work with. But No is still tucked away. Oh no, he's got himself in the wrong position, but he gets away with it, and the bomb down.
That's crazy. There's so many big individual moments coming out of this game so far, and that's what you're going to come to expect from the playoffs. Loy, round behind, needs this kill. It'll go his way. And here comes the rest of the swing from Stallions. MG still alive. He's a bit of a clutch minister himself. Hasn't got the C4, and he's got multiple members heading in his direction. Probably needed to hit that shot, though. JJ's going to go down. USP getting pulled out here. It's a dangerous weapon in the hands of a player like MG, especially if Loy is low. And he's also kind of on the other side of the map, so they're giving MG a bit of space. He can collect that C4, he can try to collect that C4. He's got time to work. This is a very winnable round for MG if he makes the right moves. Unfortunately, he doesn't. So Stallions will go up 6-5.
Yeah, and the thing that I'm a little bit disappointed as well for MG is the fact that he had so much utility. He could have thrown a smoke, he could have done something a little bit differently. Just again, keep the guessing game here.
Somewhat unorthodox here from Stallions. 2 very committed site defenses. No one looking at mid. It's going to take a long time for the rotate to come across, but the question is, are they expecting JJ? Did VNC spot him? I don't know. Action certainly didn't get the memo. Fei falls as well. C4 down. JJ, the hero in this round for Stallions. So far, 2. Almost a third. That gives time for KLB to come across and win the duel against VNC. And Loy will catch Silva in transition. MG goes down as well. Stallions working their way toward a victory now on map 1. That round, shambolic from AlQadsiah. You know, a CFS Grand Finals finalist.
Yes.
Top 2 team in the world last year.
Oh, I couldn't agree with you more, and I'm glad you said it because you're going to take the words out of my mouth. This would be the biggest upset, I think, in the entire tournament, in my opinion. Like you said, one of the best worldwide teams that we know. Have proven to be a dominant force here so far in 2025, and if Stallions can find themselves in that kind of a position, maybe. But look, they can't get ahead of themselves now. The big fight here at Event, the big flash that works, but look at No. He's able to find that double kill underneath. His teammates are able to just scrape up the rest, and they clean up the house.
This is fantastic for Stallions. I mean, they are in the perfect position now. Not even really rely on those rotators, to be honest, because again, these are long rotates. These are really committed site holds. About as far away from one another as they could be. The swing comes through from No. It doesn't work out this time. AlQadsiah have an open eye, and that's going to draw out a bit more aggression from Stallions. They know that they need to try and equalize those numbers quickly, and it's only made matters worse. So tack timeout so far, not playing in the hands of Stallions, and I did want to sort of say, like, I would definitely push back on it, right? When you've got the momentum, I don't think there's any reason to call that timeout. At least give it another round. Stallions were looking so good, and that pause has maybe just given AlQadsiah an opportunity to reset, get their heads back in the game. They still have to get through KLP, and that TRG has connected. A lot of damage has been done to Action as well. 30 seconds left here for AlQadsiah. Have to make their way into the site shortly.
Oh no.
Maybe they'll think about going A, Action getting that kill, but the kills having come through on B as well will mean a round win for AlQadsiah. So we're going the distance for map 1.
We're going to see AlQadsiah a little bit more dialing in. They're going to try to lock in as much as possible, but not Silva, because KLP is going to get the better of him. A nice opener here with the sniper, the TRG, and now they're going to regress. They're going to push onto this. Oh no, that's even going to be the bomb dropped. This is problematic now for AlQadsiah, and they're just still getting kills.
Yeah, a bit more of a proactive defense this time from Stallions, kind of using their strong firepower to get involved in the round early. And it's worked out perfectly. A 2v5. Just got to be locking this one in if you're Stallions. I mean, this sets them up for a potential series victory, knowing that we are moving into sub-base. Their map pick.
Well, you're right, but I mean, we've seen it in a position before where, you know, a team wins the map, you know, the opposite map pick, but doesn't necessarily mean the sub-base being for Stallions. If we get, you know, we get there eventually. If Stallions do find the win here right now, that doesn't just guarantee it, but you never know, though. Definitely puts him in a good position. MG, nice little bit up-close shot, but not going to make much of a difference here. Stallions now on the map point, taking this one away from AlQadsiah.
They just don't seem to know what they want to do right now. The problem is they're not being given anything by Stallions. Loy making a little bit of a push, though. Maybe the one to give up his life or go one better. He gets the 1-for-1. He also, though, drops the C4. That's going to be information for Stallions that they can use. They're going to bring No across as a result into mid instead of having the 2-2 split. He's going to reinforce the B site somewhat. But Stallions going hunting for info. KLB in an awkward spot. The double swing comes through. That's ambitious. Another potential round brewing here for AlQadsiah. Their patience is being rewarded. The peak's given up now by Stallions. And it's on to JJ to make the difference. He can't do it. Action too good in this instance. So Stallions will be left wanting another round.
Yeah, in this situation right now, honestly, for me, like, I think for a KLP, if he can just, you know, keep himself alive a little bit longer, that would be a decent sense of just having that conversation. But no, he's just going to kind of run through it.
Such a great setup for Stallions. If AlQadsiah continues to go forward, but then he did their shots, and they do. JJ once again with a massive double kill. It's not quite going to be enough, though, to settle the score just yet. We are back into a 3-on-3 as the trade frags do come through. No is deep in pit in mid. That is an unorthodox position. Silva, will he check it? He does. Gets an important kill. Stallions faltering at the final hurdle right here. They don't want to let AlQadsiah take this one to OT. That's when the pressure will come back on the other side. That's a big kill, though, from KLB. It means the C4 now needs to be retrieved by AlQadsiah. That's going to cost them some crucial time. KLB, well, himself a smoke to just work around. Silva has now been spotted out. KLB down to 60 HP, wants to take the fight anyway. He'll go down, and it's on to JJ, who has barely any HP to work with, and he's getting flanked by Feifei. That'll be another round. AlQadsiah hunting for overtime.
Yeah, really good work from AlQadsiah, the fact that they're able to just respond to this aggression, and they know that KLB thinking that, like, oh, look, like, I'm the better player. I'm 17-11. I've been top fragging the entire server. But that's where, again, you have to kind of keep your composure. But KLP, he's going to be composed, takes down Silva once again. Silva has been bested many different times in this situation. Now they're going to re-aggress. VNC is just waiting for him, reads him like a children's book, and now they're able to find a double kill.
Speaking of no, if he gets the fight, but he doesn't. And Stallions are just crumbling at the final moment. The pressure is really getting to them. You can tell the duels are just not happening as cleanly. Now again, we turn our eyes towards JJ. He has been a bit of a multi-kill monster here on the A site. This is a different position from him. Feifei pushing his way forward, will give up his life. JJ on for 2, maybe almost even 3. Action will live though on 1 HP, but Loy has the time on his side. The C4 was dropped and he's been able to sneak his way through. He's thread the needle. He's found MG and it's down to Action on 1 HP. Loy is going hunting and he is finding 10 and 8 for Stallions. Map 1 will be secured.
Not a bad map, I would say, or actually a relatively good map, I would say, here for AlQadsiah. So sitting themselves at a 16-3, record overall. So we'll see. Stallions definitely think they know something we don't. But this is where, again, they have to realize there's a ton of experience that AlQadsiah has been able to have on a map like this. And pretty much dead even for both their GR and BL side together. But the way that they've just been playing, the way they've been maneuvering the map and just getting the map control and just taking some of these interesting duels, I think again, you just got to respect the style.
It's a nice kill from Silva. Loy probably just floating around a little bit too aggressively there in the machine room. They already had that map control. Stallions had already lost a player.
Yeah, but I think in this kind of a situation too, Stallions have really impressed me where even when they're down in the numbers, let's not forget the last round on the first map, they were down by a 2-3, 2v4. This could happen right here. They just giving up fights and No gets away with it. How does he find 3? AlQadsiah are just throwing in the towel already. They're just giving up. They're just making so many careless mistakes.
Yeah, really poor spacing from AlQadsiah. The trades don't come through cleanly enough. That is massive from No, who, to be honest, was a little bit quiet on map 1. He certainly was not the focal point of the Stallions roster, despite being the kid that we were all talking about, showing us some pretty interesting stuff as well. And I think that's really cool, right? The game is kind of growing in a global sense where we're starting to get, this new talent kind of coming through. That's really positive, really, really healthy. JJ gets himself a nice duel individually, a 1-for-1. That's fine in the position that he was in. But my point is, I think CROSSFIRE as a game, as a title, as an esport is going from strength to strength. And what's really impressive is these newer, younger players starting to come into the fold. Another 1-for-1 as AlQadsiah try to take some map control, but KLB will be the one that lets it down a little bit. Now it's No that has to come across and try and save the day. He can't do it this time. So we turn our attention to KLP, who gets a freebie onto Silva, dumping Util. Won't be able to get that HK back in his hand quickly enough, and AlQadsiah will win round number 2.
Like you said, it always felt like it was China number 1, and then you have Brazil's number 2, and then the rest was kind of up for a bit of a toss. But now we're starting to see some of these other regions are really doing well and making things competitive and making things very, very interesting, like even this round. But AlQadsiah now kind of flexing the chest a little bit and puffing themselves up to feel a little bit better. A 2-on-3 with this bomb going down instantly. They're not going to mess around. They're not going to wait things out. Missed shot fear from MG. That's kind of created a little bit of an opening, though, for No.
Yeah, No needs to be able to cross into JL, and he's unable to do that, though, as MG just comes back onto the line. So pretty confident round from AlQadsiah. No in the pivotal position. There's a Civ 4K in round 1. Could even just find a couple here. That would be massive. Needs to get the assistance from KLP on the swing as well. No, just for the 1. No trade to come through just yet, but KLP and JJ do quickly strike. And all of a sudden, it is Stallions right back in control of this round. Action solo. 1v3 is going to be too much to ask. Great round out from KLP, by the way. Hits 3 shots with that TRG. Ready to dump some util to delay the entry into the A site from AlQadsiah. There's a flash through as well from Loy. It's slowed AlQadsiah down, and now KLP will try to hold the site together. This time it's the Rifler that's doing the work. JJ also chiming in. Super solid hold. Great fundamentals from Stallions. You can see the counter util that they use to keep AlQadsiah at bay, allow that rotation to come across, and then they've got a strong hold on the side, and then they fight.
Everybody was there. They knew what the idea was. They knew what the vision was needed for a round like that. So a perfect execution here on the defense. But now BNC, oh no, that little bit of a defense is kind of got kiboshed a little bit. But JJ somehow finds the double with KLP to assist this. I don't know how they get away with this, but something in the tea leaves is favoring the Stallions here.
That is a bait and switch of a century here for Stallions.
Now the both players from AlQadsiah are going to try to go for this A-pop potentially. That's going to put KLB once again tested. Now playing the very big box on this. So he's playing the high ground. Doesn't have to overswing this, but he will. Why not? He's getting excited. Now Stallions again prevailing.
playing a very similar style on this GR side as what we saw on Ankara. It worked out really well for them there. It's working pretty nicely for them here. They're not really fighting for too much map territory. They're playing quite passively. They're just playing their trades on the sites themselves, and that's working out really nice. Another opener for Stallions. No's going to need a bit of assistance here. Teammates starting to come across. The nades coming in, though, from AlQadsiah, and the reinforcements don't arrive in time to get him out to safety. So a 1-for-1 is secured.
Do we really want to fight for lockers one more time? They're having one player just kind of in machine room, just exploring maybe that option, but wood control will be theirs. We haven't really seen them try to go through this alternative mid, but that might be the opening they want.
KLP for the first time being caught off. It's been really dominant so far, but MG gets the better of him this time around. We'll see if Loy can find a timing. He's sneaking through behind. Oh dear, it just goes wrong again for AlQadsiah. C4 dropped with 20 seconds left on the clock. They need to scurry their way over to B, and Loy wins another duel, this time onto Action. It's MG solo with 15 seconds left, has retrieved that C4, but he's just got to keep on charging into that B bomb site, and you know KLB is coming in from behind. Stallions win another.
Of AlQadsiah, like anything they try, they seem to have the perfect counter strategy to it. I'm all for it. Like, this is such a revitalized team. Like, again, impressive what we got to see last, you know, in ACL, but this is just a gigantic improvement of what they've been able to do thus far, and they are going toe-to-toe against some of the top dogs in the competition.
Yeah, 1-for-1 to start this round off, but Feifei very low. He's also 0-7, really struggling to have any impact in this game. Action, not actually in the end going to eat that grenade, but man, what a performance so far from Stallions. JJ gets Feifei. Player advantage now secured for Stallions in round number 8. They are looking for a 6-2 scoreline, and that would be absolutely egregious for AlQadsiah. I mean, you need to be doing better on your BL side than this if you want to have anything to say about sub-base. KLP almost gets timed, very much does actually get timed, but he's lucky to be getting away with his life. Assistance coming through, and that sets it up for success for KLP. Now Action out onto the site has been spotted. C4, by the way, leaning B. This is an interesting round from AlQadsiah, and I think it might just work out. We'll see if Action can survive here. It's going to be huge. JJ, not interested in taking that 1v1 anymore. This is a round that has kind of fallen apart for Stallions, and it might be a way back into this map for AlQadsiah.
Yeah, and he has to play this position now because, again, he's kind of waiting to think, like, maybe they're going to double fake this on me. They're going to just take their time on it. He's hoping, you know, thinking that they're going to want him to swing on it. But you can see that AlQadsiah finally going to go for the plant here. So now with this position, Action is close on by. JJ, though, what's he going to do in this? An 8-3 scoreline thus far.
If JJ wins this, it's the nail in the coffin for AlQadsiah.
It's got to be.
I mean, he really cannot be allowed to get away with anything here. MG misses a shot, and that will allow JJ to cross jail. Still looking for that fight against MG. Doesn't know exactly where Action is either, which is obviously part of the problem. Time ticking away for JJ.
He's got utility.
His chances of winning this round now certainly slimming. He draws out the peak from Action, but can't find the kill. And now he doesn't really have many options but to try to sit that defuse, which he's going to do. And of course, it's not going to work. So AlQadsiah find their third.
I think they're just begging for, you know, a big swing here from one of the defensive players just to do something to bring it back to an equal footing. But like you said, Stallions playing well, but Eloy does try to get a little of interest, but he does get punished for it.
It's late in the round, though. And Stallions have their forces set up in the right spots. KLP gonna take an aggressive line here. Shotgun sniping, it'll work out. The USP is too dangerous, but he's not done enough to win the round just yet. Silva in the 1v1 has a lot of scrambling to do. C4 in the hands of KLP. He knows that Silva is coming for him. Swap out for the M14. Silva on his way forward, can't win the duel. Stallions will reign supreme in the first half. 6-3 the lead, and the individuals are just popping off. Turn it back on in the second half if he wants to keep AlQadsiah, his team, in this competition. Stallions 4 rounds away from knocking AlQadsiah out, and it has started well. KLP, again, having the impact, wins the sniper duel against MG.
Snare from what we saw on day number 1 here from Rock, but better of a score line, but really just getting that impact here with the sniper, like just like that. Like again, he tries to get aggressive, second guesses it, gets caught on the rotate.
Yeah, I mean, this is really looking like it's going to happen, Laz. I got to be honest. I'm believing in Stallions.
Copium.
Pinoy Pride. BNC drops a flash for himself to try to fight. KLB can't see much, but he's still able to overwhelm him in the end for that trade for no. Loy through the backside. And the coordination is just too good from Stallions at the moment. Action in a 1v4 to try to be the hero here for AlQadsiah. But it seems like it's going to be all for naught. It seems like it's going to be despair for AlQadsiah here at EWC. And some of those keys get absolutely wrecked. We were having a look at them yesterday. Some of them just get a bit mangled, but some of them literally get obliterated.
Yeah.
And right now, I feel like AlQadsiah, their key's like in a million pieces. Or it's about to be. Or maybe VNC has other ideas. That's a really nice hold from him. Round not over just yet, though, as JJ was able to strike for one, but that's not really going to be enough to trouble the scorers. So, quick round in the way of AlQadsiah, which, again, will rebuild a little bit of hope. Stay in the control of AlQadsiah for the moment. Starting to get that util tossed across to A. Smokes for stairs, smokes for control room. Oh, they're not committing to it. They're going to go through the smokes. That's a mistake. Silver and Feifei waiting for them. Feifei will get his first kill for the map. Is that a catalyst for a little bit of a return to form from him? Well, quickly the answer is no, as JJ just deletes him. Round not yet done. Silver, if he drops, that could be dangerous. It's on to Loy here, really. This grenade could be everything. It's not quite going to land, and nor will the kill over at Lockers. So the round done. AlQadsiah up to 5. And we're getting a very similar...
Stallions just needing to make sure that they can hold themselves true with this lead and not get ahead of themselves. Like I said, that's the biggest thing that I've been looking out for. But MG repositioning himself. He's been active, but JJ once again, he's been able to find Silva. So one of the snipers, or no, one of the riflers, my apologies. Silva wasn't sniping before. He's down.
Position is going to be toward the B side of the map. They haven't really explored Lockers too much on this BL side, and, well, action there waiting for him, but now stuck in the corner. Needs a bit of help to try and get out, and I don't think he's getting out of here alive. KLB will just swing him. That's really nicely done from Stallions. Another 1-for-1 trade, and that's good enough. Feifei tucked into the corner. Been having a rough game. Could he be the hero here for AlQadsiah as they try to hold on? He hasn't been spotted or cleared. JJ will go down. KLP looking for the trade. Gets it in the end. Feifei only good for one despite a strong position. And Stallions should win the round from here. 8-5 on the cards. It will be confirmed by KLP with that sniper rifle, which has been so dominant throughout this map so far. Maybe the one chance you get to put them away, because if this ends up going to compound, who knows what happens. And already a lot of space taken by Stallions outside A. VNC's going to walk into the setup. Somehow he's still alive. He needs to be traded down, and he will fall to no eventually. Oh, so much space. How did they get that far without being spotted? Look at this push. AlQadsiah getting so much information from action right now. It's onto Feifei, though. He needs to get at least one here. He will get one. No more than that, though. The easy trade comes through from KLB, but Stallions have to accelerate. They have to get into B right now. That flank is coming through, and it is going to have impact. No may have spotted it now, though. And Loy, a double kill up in control room. Might have just shut this round down before the flank can even come into play. Everything going right for Stallions at the moment.
Well, the fact that he's able even to drop out of vent like that and reposition himself, like again, just that 1 second perfect timing where they have no idea he's there.
It doesn't matter if your entire team is dead by the time you get into the fight. It's over. And Stallions, they're feeling confident. They're going to go fast straight into Lockers here. They want to take that fight to AlQadsiah, and they want to close this game out. It looks like they might have to wait a little bit longer, but we'll see what KLP and Loy can deliver. Now it's just Loy, and that will not last. So the change of pace in an attempt to shut it down quickly hasn't panned out for Stallions, but they've still got 3 more chances at it.
You know, AlQadsiah is going to have a different setup and try to take advantage of it. So, like you said, a little bit of room they can work with. So now they're going to just, again, win this opening duel. Actually does try to get aggressive, and he gets punished for it.
AlQadsiah have taken a leaf out of Stallions' book. They've tried to go aggressive themselves, and they are going to continue to push forward. No, they're not. They're going to back it up. Silver kind of needs a bit of help here in control room. If Stallions are going to head in his direction with force, the smoke does go down. He spots out his opponents. They're going to filter their way through and take him down, and there's no one there to trade for him. It's advantage Stallions.
Yeah, this is big, because the fact that they just dismay the smoke as well, like they just go through it, they don't even care.
Get back into this game. It is maybe Feifei coming back online, activating in this 3-on-4. and giving that assistance over to VNC and MG, who have generally been pretty decent. There's one for VNC, but again, isolated, solo, the duel. It's fine for Stallions because they're able to trade it down and they maintain that numbers advantage. Now it's time for someone to take a risk here for AlQadsiah, and it's going to be MG that's going to try and take matters into his own hands. That's a really nice kill onto KLP, but again, he can't get out. Stallions are just playing this Wolfpack style, and they are playing it to perfection. Eyes turn to Feifei, the player that's been struggling, the player that now has to step up for AlQadsiah. Trade through from Loy, and that is that. Stallions win the round, they win the map, they win this series, and they send AlQadsiah packing. They say goodbye to another Brazilian squad.